What's up again, viewers? Brian here, and welcome to another episode of the People's Questions. Now, I actually got quite a lot this time around, which is great. So, thank you for all of you who have sent your questions in any way you can. They really help me out. So, and at the end of this video, I will again be doing another contest in which you can win a $20 card. Unfortunately, nobody won the $50 card yet, but I think I'm going to save that one for a special occasion coming up real soon. So let's drop the questions down, make them a little easier for you guys to win, and let's get started with your questions. First one comes from Smooth Ace, and he wants to know, after having the Devil May Cry Trilogy come out for the Xbox and the PlayStation 3, will they ever come out on the PlayStation Network individually? I don't think they will. I mean, some of them have come out. Like, I would say, like, the Tomb Raider. I think that one's out on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, but, you know, it's possible, but, you know, at least not for another year or two. So, is it possible? Yes. Do I think it's going to happen anytime soon? Probably not. Give it a couple years. And Smooth Ace's second question is, would I like to see a game storyline center around Virgil? Absolutely. And I actually was hoping that's what Devil May Cry 4 was going to be. I mean, if you really follow the storyline, Virgil was technically killed in Devil May Cry 1, which I thought was kind of stupid at first after finding out how cool of a character Virgil is. But I'm sure that the boys, with all the bullshit that comes out of Capcom, I'm sure they can come up with some stupid reason to bring Virgil back. At this point, the guy is so cool, I don't care how he comes back to life. As long as he comes back to life and just starts kicking ass like he always has been, or always was in Devil May Cry 3. So, absolutely would love to see a game just on Virgil, especially if they're planning on rebooting it, and I really am not very excited with the direction that they're going. I don't know what the hell they're smoking. I mean, first they decide to trash Resident Evil, even though I really am looking forward to Resident Evil 6 and had fun with 4, had a lot of fun with 4, and you know, 5 was in another direction, more action-y towards it. The promotions were kind of misleading, but I had fun with 5. So, I don't know, maybe Capcom will get their heads back on and give us something we want. Next question comes from Scott, and I'm not going to say your last name, so I'm just going to call you Scott J. And you would like to know, what were some of my favorite TV shows? Okay, I guess I'll list them off as, you know, as through phases of my life. So I'll start with my favorite kids one, then teenagers, then what I watch now. In terms of kids, I'm sure if you grew up in the if you grew up in the 90s, I'm sure all of you out there can relate. Probably the biggest show of the 90s for kids, at least, was Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Love that show. I think it's I think it's the longest running Power Rangers season, which I think lasted a large number of episodes, and you know, it actually had a pretty decent movie, which I actually enjoyed. And it's kind of amazing how the first Power Rangers group is always the one you remember the most. I can't seem to, I mean, I can remember specific members of all the Power Ranger groups, but I can't name them all. And let's see, if the first group was Zach, Kimberly, Billy, Trini, Jason, and probably the ultimate badass himself, Tommy. In fact, it's probably a safe assumption that for many of us, Tommy was the first badass there was we saw growing up before we even knew the word badass. So, double points for that. When I was a teenager, I don't know, I guess I'm not ashamed to say I actually watched Drake and Josh. That was pretty funny. Watched SpongeBob. I think that Sponge is pretty funny. He has some funny episodes. And more Power Rangers. I was actually still watching Power Rangers all the way through high school. I mean, the last one I saw that I thought was good was Dino Thunder, because Tommy came back for, I believe, the fourth or fifth time he was a Power Ranger, I think. Let's see, he was green, he was white, he was Zeo Red, Turbo Red, and then black. So yeah, he's been a Power Ranger 5 times, which is cool for me. And as an adult right now, I would say probably Family Guy. Family Guy or South Park, one of the two. I can't decide which one is funnier. And the new season of Futurama. So one of those three, those are my all-time favorite shows as of right now. Good question. Next question comes from Spectral Shadow, who is a 2-time winner of my contest, and maybe he'll be a 3-time winner by the end of this video. And he has a very simple question, and he would like to know, who's my favorite between Sonic or Mario? I'm sure many of us can relate to this one if you grew up during the 90s, during the 16-bit era, which I did. Let's see, Mario or Sonic? Let's see, Mario had the platforming element done perfectly, and he's really probably the first gaming iconic character, but the gameplay for Sonic was much quicker, much faster, and I think that's really what made him such an icon, was his gameplay was so fast. And really, up until Sonic, we had never seen gameplay go that quickly. However, with speed, it's kind of hard to keep track of things, and there'll be times where Sonic is just moving so quickly it's hard to keep up with Sonic, but I think that's the point. However, in recent years, you know, Mario's kind of made his comeback with Super Mario Galaxies 1 and 2, and he was in Super Smash Brothers, even though he wasn't really the main character. As for Sonic, Sonic's been going downhill, so overall I would have to give it to the plumber himself, Mario. And Super Mario 64 is still probably in my top 10 favorite video games of all time. It's by far my favorite Mario game, and heck, I'd be cool to pop that sucker out on my Nintendo 64 and play it. So yeah, sorry Sonic. And the last question, which relates to the newly released Dark Knight trailer, which just came out, which I did do a review for it, and you can check it out in my, videos. And it's from 90s Was the Best, and he would like to know, do I think that Joseph Gordon-Levitt will become Batman? Absolutely not. I'm sure he'll have a much more significant part, but I don't think that his part will get any bigger than, say, Gordon's part was throughout the entire series. No, there's absolutely no chance in my mind that he could be the next Batman, simply because let's just say worst case scenario that Batman is to die in The Dark Knight Rises, I find it very unlikely he would take over. I mean, in any storyline that I've read involving someone taking over for Batman, whether it was Dick Grayson or if it was Terry McGinnis, the next Batman is always trained in some sense by Bruce, in some small way, whether he's actually training him physically or he's being his support. He's always support by Bruce, and I really don't think that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character is gonna have many scenes with Bruce. I could be wrong, but I really doubt these two characters will have much interaction. I think it'll be more of a, he needs my help and this is what I'll do off scene to help Bruce / Batman. So no, I don't think he will be the next Batman, but I'm sure he'll have an essential part in the whole battle for Gotham, which it is sure to be awesome. And that's all the questions that I have. Keep them coming, because they're great, and you can send them to me either in the comments down below, or you can send them to my Facebook, or you can send them to my Twitter. Any way you can get your questions to me, they will help. And now we will get to the contest. Contest number 6. And I decided to do something a little bit easier, another guessing question. And it's pretty simple if you've been keeping up with my vids. And all I want you to do is, as of right now, what do you think my top 3 favorite movies of 2012 will be. Now, if you've been paying attention, I'm sure you can already guess what one of them is, but the other 2 might be a little bit difficult. Now, remember, it's not what are my top 3 favorite movies now. It's what do you think they will be by the end of the year. And I already have a answer sheet on this card, which my predictions of what I think my top 3 favorite movies will be. So, answer it. Just answer it in the comments down below, or send it to my PlayStation Network, or send it to my Facebook, any way you can. If you win, I will contact you personally and send you the code to this PlayStation Network card. And that's the end of this episode of the People's Questions. If you liked it, please like, comment down below, subscribe up top, and follow me on Twitter from the link in the description down below, or friend me on Facebook. And like always, thank you for watching. You guys are awesome, and like always, I will see you in the next episode. Thank you.